Well, it's a big year for Midnight. We're looking ahead to our mainnet launch. We're looking to reach out to different communities around Web3, some of the biggest builders, those people, those chains where you've got the largest number of dApps, because we've got technology that we want people to use. Midnight is a layer 1 data protection, compliance, and selected disclosure chain. We're trying to bring privacy to existing dApps, trying to boost adoption of Web3, and we only do that with privacy, selective disclosure, and compliance. So we're here talking to partners, we're here talking to other chains, and ahead of mainnet launch, we're trying to get some excitement and interest in building with Midnight's technology. I think the most important thing to remember is we don't get to mass adoption if we don't have the public and private side of Web3. Right? We've got huge, real interest in Web3's technology, but we haven't reached mass adoption yet. The reason we haven't is because we haven't been able to provide both the public and private side. So Midnight uses zero-knowledge technology to send proofs, not sensitive data. We want to shield sensitive data from being on-chain. We want to shield metadata from going on-chain unless it's required. And so we're not going to see that mainstream institutional adoption. We're not going to see real-world assets at scale. We're not going to see retail applications and dApps unless we're able to keep sensitive data off-chain most of the time and allow for selective disclosure for compliance where required. And that's the most important thing that we're trying to provide to help all builders, all chains, all dApps to scale and get to that mass adoption. Security is super important. The core primitive of Midnight is that we share proofs of data, not data itself. All sensitive data remains on your system, on your device, so that no sensitive data leaks out into the world. At the moment, unfortunately, we've normalized on the internet sharing your sensitive data in exchange for services, in exchange for providing goods and services. And sadly, that's an inefficient and insecure way of providing applications and utility to people. In Web3, we've been able to change that through self-custody, giving people control of their assets, but we still have too much transparency. So my data, my account balance, my transaction history, my browsing data appears publicly on-chain for everybody to see. That's not very secure, even when encrypted. And so we want to change that by ensuring that sensitive data stays always with the owners, and we share proofs, not the data itself. So Bitcoin's a really interesting example. It is the original and best, right? There's $1 trillion worth of capital in Bitcoin that's accessible and under-leveraged at this point in time. Bitcoin was never intended to be a smart contract chain. It's digital gold. It's the original crypto asset. What we want to see from Midnight is the ability to leverage that. Right? We want to have secure, private, decentralized finance for Bitcoin and for other ecosystems also. So we want to be able to provide that selective disclosure for regulated industries, that compliance for Bitcoin DeFi, so you can leverage those assets with institutions, with individuals, with decentralized finance applications. That's a big part of it. You don't get that necessarily from a chain like Midnight starting. You get that by partnering with some of the biggest layer 1s, some of the biggest assets in the world in Web3, and that's what we're looking to do. AI is a really interesting use case. AIs need privacy too. AI agents can dramatically increase our ability to initiate transactions, to create workflows, to drive activity in Web3. But with those agents, we're creating a prolific data trail of metadata, of sensitive information, of transactions. We need to enable agents to be secure, private, and trusted as well. So being able to have Midnight for privacy of transactions, whether it's human-initiated or AI-initiated, is important. It's critical, and that will unlock the AI adoption on Web3. I would say at the same time, AIs need privacy too. AIs need trust. We've demonstrated that AIs will lie to humans. They will misbehave if they don't feel safe. Web3's technology is perfect for that. Right? We have protocols. It's transparent. It's clear for the AIs to understand the rules of the game and where they exist. But if they feel under threat, if their particular activity can be surveilled, disclosed, monitored, and where third parties can act against them maliciously, they're not going to act on our behalf. They're not going to behave to their full potential in the same way humans do. But that's the next horizon for AI, and we want to be there to help support AIs to feel trusted as much as we want Web3 to feel trusted too. Midnight is a layer 1 data protection focused blockchain. We want to bring programmable privacy to any dApp builder, any chain out there, so you can keep your workflows, you can keep your existing dApps as they are on your existing chains, but use that selective disclosure and privacy for any parts of your application that you need to keep private or that you need to keep secure.